Sup, it's me, Alex the Dragon Sage, and today we're going to be talking about magic that looks a lot more like graffiti. Rune magic. So this isn't actually in D&D's rules itself. I'm talking about a feat which allows you to get certain spells called runes, and this is in the Migard setting, the Hero's Handbook. Now, in order to access runes, you need the rune feat called Rune Knowledge. The pre-qualifier, I don't know what it's called, is that you need to have the knowledge of at least 12, and pretty much this gives you access to 2 types of rune, and pretty much it'll make, and normally they'll have like DCs, like, okay, in order to avoid getting exploded, the creature has to make a DC, a charisma saving throw or something, and then normally that's up against your charisma. So consider that when you're buying your runes. Yeah. First, we have the Algez rune. This is pretty much a reindeer-themed one. It allows you to make an Elkhorn wand, which is for noping magic and getting a buff on saving throws against spells, a bonus on your initiative, and at 5th level allows you to get a bonus on your perception checks and pretty much have an easier time doing watch. And finally, there is also the elk polymorph spell, which pretty much allows you to turn into an elk. Yeah. First, we have your rune bonus, which allows you to see the weakness of fae, celestials, fiends, and aberrations. You can use it as a holy symbol requires a charisma saving throw against it with giants and fae. You can use it to protect the worshippers of the Aesir. I don't even know what that means. At 7th level, and at 11th level you can use its Rune Mastery power. When you trace on the forehead of a willing creature, you can use it as a divination spell. Nice. Then we have the Burkana. I don't know how to pronounce that rune. Pretty much this is a love rune. It gives you a +1 to diplomacy checks. It allows you to trace on a living creature and they gain advantage on diplomacy checks a single time. Also, you can trace it on plants and make them violently erupt and whack stuff and stab stuff. Also, at 8th level, you can use its Rune Mastery power and make a love potion. Yeah. We have the Dagza rune. Pretty much this allows you to know exactly how long it is until the next sunset or sunrise. You can cure blindness with it, and at 6th level you can trace it into an area and make it into a flashlight. And Rune Mastery power at 13th level is once a week you can use it pretty much as if you were a cleric. Sorry, cleric. Somebody took your turn on dead ability. I'm really sorry. I'll get you Geico insurance. Then we have the Enzoise rune. It allows you to get a +1 when it comes to dealing with horses. You can break open locks and shackles, but you can do it really quietly at 5th level. At 8th level, it allows you to summon a phantom steed, and that takes 5 minutes to do, and the steed lasts for 1 hour. And at 9th level, you can use its Rune Mastery power of summoning a Nithing Pole, which punishes somebody for a crime if it's in 333 feet of them. That's really oddly specific. You have the Izoise rune. It's pretty much tree-based. You gain a proficiency on arcane checks. You can scribe it into a piece of wood and make it a chalet. You can, at 4th level, at 8th level, you can put it onto your blanket or into a wall or something, and then allows you to contact other plane spell. And at 11th level, you can use its Rune Mastery power to pretty much get to one tree to the other. Only useful in forests or in really weird gardens. Then we have the rune. That's pretty much for being a wealthy farmer. You get advantage on wisdom animal handling checks made on domesticated animals that aren't usually used for riding. You have the ability to make something half its weight for about an hour, and finally, for your Rune Mastery power, you can cast Dominate Beast and control that poor innocent cow. We have the Gibu rune, which allows you to be a half-decent merchant. First, you have an advantage on determining an object's value. You can pretty much cast identify on anything you want, or you can prescribe the Gibu rune on a willing creature, and they can pretty much cast Sanctuary. What did that spell do? I have no idea. Also, at 8th level, you can use its Rune Mastery power, and you can pretty much calm emotions and stop your barbarian who's completely drunk from just killing everyone. Then we have the Hadalaz rune, which is pretty much for weather. First, you can become a weatherman for the next 24 hours and predict the weather, ruining that wizard channel's business. Then you can inscribe it onto a creature and give it protection from cold damage. Then, at 9th level, you can use one of its Rune Mastery powers that allows you to summon a Sleet Storm. Then at 14th level, you have another Rune Mastery power which allows you to dispel certain types of weather spells. Then another Rune Mastery power it has is you can control the weather. Yeah, there's a lot of Rune Mastery powers here. We have the Ingwaz rune, which allows you to get a proficiency on history checks. It allows you to throw a spear in the air and allows you to do extra radiant damage or something. It's weird. And finally, you can also trace it onto somebody's face at 5th level and make them have a barbarian rage. This can work for any class. Any class. Then you can also call the Valatir, which is pretty much a Viking zombie who, if you play your cards right, will help you out, and if you don't, he's gonna try to kill you. Yay! Then you can use your Rune Mastery power to speak with the dead at 8th level. Then we have the Iza rune. This allows you to take one less point of cold damage. It allows you to summon a giant ice rink, which everybody keeps slipping and falling on. It allows you to make a weapon deal 1d extra cold damage. Allows you to make a shield into a weapon that can blind people by reflecting snow into their eyes, or you can be a really extremely sick person and make a Tulpik golem, which is pretty much a golem made of animals and dead and children, you monstrosity, and which could also be turned against its creator. Yeah, don't do this, you evil monstrosity. Die.
Why would you hurt a child?
Guess what?
Oh, we're not even halfway there through this gigantic list. I'm gonna be making a part 2 to this. Please subscribe because I could use the subscribers. Oh, thanks for watching the video.